What's up, guys? I just want to make a quick video showcasing the differences that happen with Venomous Devora. Very first impression is that she's definitely viable now. I think she's a really good character. Some of these changes have helped her quite a bit. The first change I'm going to go over is just a general change that happened to the game itself, where you can no longer mash throw or reversal special attacks while holding the block button. This is really big for her because before her spray you could just block, and as you're blocking you could just mash throw or mash your special move and it would immediately punish her for it, whereas now you have to make a read on how long I want to spray you for. If I want to do a little bit, if I want to do a whole thing. She's -17 on her spray last time I checked. So yeah, it's a lot safer for her to do this now. Another change that happened is the fact that her spray is now a lot faster startup. This helps her quite a bit because it means that some of her, before this was her only string without a gap. That was her only string without a gap. Now the 4-2-2 also doesn't have a gap, and her back one, while it does have a gap, it's fast enough to beat out quite a bit of armor moves. Shinnok's armor move reversal is 15 frames. There's definitely characters with something faster than that. If you do back one, EX spray, there's no gap in there. EX spray generally doesn't seem to have very many gaps at all. It's quite fast. If you're doing anything into EX spray, you can do stand 2 into spray that also doesn't have a gap. And because it comes out, the 1-1-2 also doesn't have a gap. And because it comes out quite fast, it does beat out quite a bit of money. As long as it's not something like Kung Lao Spin or something like incredibly fast, it'll probably beat it out. That's kind of what happened with that. Now, since the spray comes out so much faster, let me just show you a little thing over here. Nope, that's not it. So before, generally, if Devora had you in the corner and they wanted to chip you out, let's say, at the end of the match, I would go into this, and you had an option before to take the last hit of the 4-1-1-2 and it would make the EX spray completely whiff, and you could go on the ground, delay your wake up, get up, punish her. That's not the case anymore. I will just show you why here. So if Devora goes for, oops, no, that's not it. If she goes for this is now completely guaranteed. You have to take that, either take the chip, or if you take the last hit, you're going to get restand for 20% into a restand. So if she gets you into this in the corner, it is 100%. You can't get out of it. So that's pretty significant for her. Yeah, also if you're in the mid-screen, it happens the same way. That actually should get you. I'm not sure why it's not getting you. There we go. Apparently if you duck it's different, but I didn't know that. Finding stuff out as I'm creating a video. Great. Yeah, maybe if you duck the last part, you can get out. It doesn't really matter that much in the mid-screen. It's mostly in the corner that it's pretty significant. So that's pretty good for her. Another change is her Venom stacks. I don't believe I went over this yet. Basically, before her down 3, her down 4, her down 2, these moves, her jump 2, these were her moves, and her avapause. Those were her moves that added Venom stacking damage. Now it actually does more Venom stacking damage, and on top of this, other moves like down 1, the second part of 1-1 and 1-1-2 also adds Venom stacking damage, as well as jumping punch 1, jumping punch 2. These are also new moves that add poison stacks, and on top of this, the poison stacking is greater now. So if I somehow manage to save someone that does not know how to block, I could actually kill them quite quick. Look at that, 32 point something %. If they don't know how to block, like in a real match, in a tournament match, I would hope someone knows block the damn thing. But this is pretty crazy. So yeah, how it would really be useful is, let's say I have you in the corner and I'm trying to swipe you out here, you know, quickly sweeping you out. Next thing you know, look at all the damage that's gone. That's a lot of damage, you know, because you're scared that I'm gonna hit you with the overhead. So this is where it's gonna be like really useful, I think, in the corner, especially if it's all obviously it's still useful in the mid-screen game. I could start a match by doing this, you know, just like that. You lost about 20%, because a down 4 by itself is 3%. 3 times 4, 12. Plus you're getting all this extra Venom stacking damage. I would say that's about 20% health gone at the very beginning of the match. Or I could just, you know, go into the overhead vortex, start doing all over. It's gonna be devastating, guys. Like, it's gonna be really devastating. She doesn't have any real new combo opportunities, but her combos are gonna do a little bit more damage now because they're gonna add in some of these kind of Venom stacking damage stuff. If I have you in the corner, some damage that you can get. Like if I just do 5 of these, you can see that she's doing a lot of extra Venom damage there. You know, she has quite a bit of extra damage. All that. Look at that. That was an extra almost 10% after the combo was over. Off of a stand. All that. That's pretty significant, guys. That's meterless damage. The only thing is, it's off of a stand too, which is a high attack. This would really be only used as a punish for something. If you get someone with like a jump in, yeah, they can say goodbye to a lot of life. For sure, because that you can get some serious damage off of it. That's off a jump in attack. So yeah. Basically, she can do a lot more damage. And she's just a lot safer. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, she's actually really, really good right now. Basically, she's everything you could really want her to be. I did make a thread on Test Your Might at some point saying I did not ask for like all this extra crazy damage. I didn't think that's what she needed. I thought she needed the first part where people can't mash out special moves or throws anymore, and they did put that in the game. The other thing that I mentioned was to give her an armor move that's viable, because none of her variations have it. It's still 20 startup frames, so it's still not a great armor move, but you know, they did this. It's really good for her. She's definitely going to be viable now. There's going to be a reason to use her over Swarm Queen, I think. In what matchups exactly, I'm not too sure. I know like matchups that are very much footsie based, going Venomous is definitely an option for her. So yeah, I think those are all the changes. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next time, peace.